Hey guys, it's Lovely Mess here. And I'm kind of having a rough day. So I wanted to kind of talk about relationships in recovery and what happens when you have to start setting boundaries for people that are around you, whether it be your family, friends, or your significant other. Because we're like so sensitive coming out of rehab in the sense, and what I mean by sensitive is, because we're not using our substance or our addiction to deal with our feelings anymore. We have to be a little bit careful on what we allow to affect us now, because we can be triggered very easily by those feelings and end up going right back to the old habits. Okay. And those bad emotions sometimes make us feel like the only option is to go back to the addiction to make this feel better. Okay. What's happening right now is, as you start to set boundaries, like unlike before, where when I was dealing with people, I would let them get away with a lot more because I really didn't care what they were doing. I was drunk all the time, so it really didn't matter how what they were doing affected my feelings, because if I was hurt, then I would just drink and it really didn't fucking matter. Now, I'm a lot more sensitive in the sense that I have to be careful who I allow in to affect my feelings, because I can't risk feeling bad to a point that it's going to push me to use my substance, okay? And so that's means that if someone's not respecting your boundaries, you unfortunately have to cut them off, because you can't afford to have people around you that are not respecting your boundaries, okay? What I'm finding is that might start to set or cause a problem to happen with you being able to form relationships, because now your standards are a lot higher for what you're willing to tolerate, as to before, when you didn't really fucking care because you were always under the influence or in the midst of your addiction. You didn't give a shit. And now you're like, no, I have to give a shit, because I have to make sure that nobody's affecting me to the point where it's going to cause me to do this, right? Because I am not going to allow those negative feelings to come in and make me go right back to my old habits. And when you start to realize that the people around you, sometimes the people that you love or care about or want to have a relationship with, can't respect your boundaries, and realizing that you really have no choice but to cut them off. You cannot afford to give any room to this. I mean, it's sad, it's really sad, because you want people to understand that, you at this point in your life, you're willing to tolerate certain things to a certain extent. We need to be more self-preserving. That's what we were talking about. That has been the problem. That has been the root of our addiction, right? We have not been self-preserving. We don't care about our lives. We don't care about how we feel. We're not trying to preserve our feelings. We're not trying to preserve ourselves, okay? We can't allow that to happen anymore. And it's going to be a struggle, because not everybody's going to understand that. And you have to understand that that's okay. And you have to know when to pull out and to pull back and say, you know what? You don't have to get it. I accept that you don't get it, and I'm going to have to just pull back from this completely. You can't continue to sit there and argue with somebody. You can't continue to make somebody understand how you feel. You don't have time for that anymore. Like I said, our time is very precious at this point, and we can only really be trying to use it towards positive things. There are too many negative things that we deal with in every day. Like, we don't need to be also allowing the people who are trying to care about us or say they love us to affect us also to that point. We have to set the boundaries with them as well. And I know that can be really difficult, and it can be really painful. And I'm feeling that pain. I'm feeling that anger of like wishing that that person will understand. Like, how do you not get it? Like, I'm not going to tolerate this kind of stuff. You have to understand it's unacceptable. They don't get it, then they don't get it. Do not force anybody to understand something. You can't make people do something, okay? If they don't get it, they don't want to do it, it's not going to happen. And that's for yourself, and that's for other people. So focus on you. You know, after this, I'm feeling pretty raged. I'm going to try to go out, get some fresh air, maybe spend some time with some of the people that I know support me and understand what I'm going through right now. Maybe do some meditation, even though I don't feel like doing that. Okay? I mean, it's about pushing through these hard times. Okay? This is what it's about. So if you're feeling like this too, you're not going to let it get in the way. You're going to snap yourself out of it. You're not going to obsess about something that's going to bring you down further and just lead you down the road back to your addiction, in which now, you're trying to medicate and mask all of your feelings with that. No, it's not happening again. Okay, you're finding a different way to cope with it. And it sucks. It's not the way you want to deal with it, right? But we don't have a choice because we're trying to live. We're trying to make different choices. So, be there right with me, you guys, okay? I really appreciate you guys continuing to listen to me. And I still have more content I want to share, but I thought that this is something that's really important because we are dealing with relationships, whether they be family, friends, or significant others, coworkers, you know what I'm saying? And we have to find ways to be able to, again, protect ourselves, okay, and love ourselves because we're amazing. And I am going to leave it at that. You guys have a great day.